Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. If you're watching this video in the future, it's basically, as the title states, we're checking out this new Hercules brand. It's new to the channel. It's not a new brand. But you guys know I test out Flex, Milwaukee, and DeWalt. But Hercules is a super budget-friendly option. And, you know, I've been seeing some videos. I was like, you know what? That's a Harbor Freight brand. Not really interested in trying it out. However, they are an American brand. And as you guys know, I've been pushing American brands. Really affordable tools. I want to see how they're going to stack up against the leading brands. So, what's cracking, Apache, Sarouche? How you guys doing, man? Happy Sunday, happy Memorial Day weekend. We want to say a huge thank you to all of those who have given their lives for our country. You guys always hear me talking about how grateful I am for the Lord giving his life for me. Huge shout out to everyone that served. You know, appreciate you guys. For all those that watch this in the future, we appreciate your guys' service. And for all of our former people who served, who laid down their life. So we thank you for that. What's up, Ponch? How you guys doing, man? We're going to be checking out the Hercules. Let's see. 59421. What's this thing called? I put the model, HCB81B. So I got all fully charged 5 amp hour batteries. Fully charged 5 amp hour batteries. Flex, Milwaukee 2953. All fully charged, all speed 3. It's nice to get some blue, huh? It's nice to get some blue up in this mix, right? So if you guys are just tuning in, I'm checking out a super budget-friendly option, Hercules, going up against the 3 big dogs here, DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Flex. Let's check out the lights. There's Flex. There's Hercules, Milwaukee, DeWalt. That's the lineup right there. This is how I would rank the lighting. From the least to the greatest. Flex, the Gen 2, I'm sure they're going to hook up their lighting on the next one. That's probably their weakest, is their light. Let's see, grip. All the grips are actually pretty fine. The Flex got a lot of like little geometric shapes on them. Anyhow, let's get into some testing. How's everybody doing? So I bought the Hercules, the Impact, and I bought the Hammer Drill. They both came with the 5 amp hour battery and a charger for like $191. I got 20% off. You guys can go to Harbor Freight and get 20% off. Then I went back later and I got the one-hand recip saw. And I got the reciprocating saw. So we're going to be trying out those. And I also This battery was pretty expensive. 4 amp hour extreme performance. It was $80, but I got it 20% off. Just like I got the reciprocating saw and the one-hand recip saw, I got those 20% off. And I got the big boy 8 amp hour. They do have a 12 amp hour. That was about $140 for that one. So I'll probably get that one in a little bit. I dropped some pretty good coin already on all this stuff. So this one was $109. I got this 20% off. 8 amp hour extreme performance. So the 4 amp hour and the 8 amp hour are both 21,700 cells. So I definitely want to throw these on and see how they help this improve. So I got some other batteries charged up for Flex, DeWalt, Flex and DeWalt in Milwaukee. So, but right now I have a 5 amp hour battery on each one of these. Who do you guys want to see go heads up first with up against the Hercules? Let's hear it, guys. Who do you want to see go up against first with the Hercules? Ponch says Milwaukee. Milwaukee first. I got to do a year in review. DCF860. Look at this. Look at all the wear and tear on this guy. I think I got that bad boy back in June. Coming up on a year. All right, Milwaukee. The mods they're having their own combo. All right, guys, we'll do Milwaukee. Thank you, Ponch, for answering. There's a T25. Let me get another T25. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. T25. T25, sweet. All right, I got 3 T25s, and what's this right here on the Milwaukee? Another T25, sweet. So they each get their own T25. All right, Milwaukee first. A little too far down. Let me see if I can angle you guys a little bit. There we go. That ain't bad. Once again, thank you for tuning in. We're checking out the Hercules. a budget-friendly, more DIY homeowner type model. We're going to see how this does up against the big three, Flex, Milwaukee, DeWalt. And the reason why we're checking out this one is because it's actually an American brand. So, what's up, Tyler? God bless you, man. Thank you. What's up, Landon? How's it going, man? What's up, Dylan? You like the blue? Which one? You like the blue or the red? All right, here we go, guys. Woo! Milwaukee Gen 4 2953 fully charged 5 amp hour battery going up against the Hercules 5 amp hour battery speed 3. Let's go. These are 6-inch screws. 6-inch screws. Here we go. T25 heads. 3, 2, 1, go. Cam out on the Milwaukee. Maybe this head's a dud. Let's take the one off the wall. Come on, we can't start off with the cam out. Whew. They both feel different, I'll tell you that. On the paper, hey, Tyler, I'm going to give you one warning, champ. Keep it up and you're going to get booted. All right, here we go. Is the mid-torque faster at driving screws? A mid-torque faster, usually the RPM, I believe, is a little lower on the mid-torques, but they have more torque. So they're not going to necessarily drive them faster, but they have more power. So it depends. If it's a lag, yeah. But if it's a small screw like this, probably not. Your impact drivers will probably drive it faster, okay? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do some solo drives. I might need to get some new T25 bits. All right, here we go. Wow. The Milwaukee starts impacting about halfway. The Hercules didn't start impacting. Watch when the Hercules starts impacting. It's when it's about a third less, so about 2/3 of the way. It didn't even impact until the very end. Wow. Not bad, dude. You know, how much is this? About over $100. This is only about $60 when it's on sale. $50, $60 when it's on sale. Wow. Dude, these are 6-inch screws. And it's doing pretty good up against the Milwaukee. I think that's who they say they're going up against at the store. It says as comparable to Milwaukee. Get a little height. I've had these bits for a minute, so they may be a little messed up. So, okay, here we go. Speed 3. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's camming out, man. It wasn't a fair start at all. Yikes. Am I rusty? Maybe I'm rusty, huh? Maybe I haven't done this in a while. Man, these just want to take off. Let's try it. Let's try speed 1. Let's try speed 1. Here we go. Hercules 1, speed 1. Let's go speed 2. Can't believe the Hercules 1 and speed 1. Well, Milwaukee doesn't have that good of a speed 1. Pretty sure everyone knows that. All right, speed 2. All right, here we go. Speed 2. 3, 2, 1, go. I think I'm hitting some metal or something in there. Let's try that again. All right, here we go. Unless that's their speed 2. If that's their speed 2, yikes, that's not good at all. I thought I was hitting a piece of one of the lags that I cut off. All right, speed 3. Wish me luck. Golly, these things don't want to. These things don't want to stay. Sheesh. Come on, dude. Hey, 6-inch screws, guys. And the Hercules is hanging with Milwaukee, dude. Both got 5 amp hour batteries. Fully charged. Dude, for a budget-friendly option, wow. I'm actually surprised. I'm going to be honest. I've been sleeping on Hercules because I'm like, oh, man, that's Harbor Freight. I'm like, that's Harbor Freight, you know, but hey, for those that are looking for an American brand that's not, you know, too costly, more budget friendly, you might want to check out the Hercules. Let's do one more. Wow. Milwaukee in my right hand, Hercules in my left, 2 fully charged 5 amp hour batteries, speed 3. 3, 2, 1. $29.53 Gen 4, guys. They both got 5-year warranties. One cost about $60. The other one cost about over 100. Yeah, we'll keep the Flex. All right, let's try it up against the Monster Torque Flex 5 amp hour battery, speed 3. Now remember, guys, Flex is China. It's owned by a China company, Chevron. They make Ego power tools. Let's go. Hercules versus Flex. 3, 2, 1. Don't worry. You're doing a few more. It's really hard to do it, man, with these screws. You gotta put like your whole body weight on here. All right, the Flex lost a little bit to the, the Hercules lost to the Flex a little bit. Switch hands. Wow. I'm shocked right now. I'm shocked that that super cheap impact is actually even hanging with these guys. All right, this is where the DeWalt excels with the smaller screws. You guys know that from the last test. Switch hands. The impact that we're testing out against the Milwaukee Flex and DeWalt is the Hercules HCB81B. HCB81B. Still fully charged 4 amp or 4 bars, I mean, on a 5 amp hour battery. Fully charged. If you're watching this, it's probably because you're a guy and you like tools. Hit the subscribe button. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Doing pretty good up against the DeWalt though. Already subscribed? Amen. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Chris Tomlin shirt, Holy Forever. Listen to that song. It's pretty tight. How do you guys think it's doing? Let me hear. Let me hear from you guys. How do you think it's doing? You think it's doing pretty good? What's up, Tools with Soals? Why are you pushing down? I gotta keep the head. I gotta keep the bits on the screws. If not, they go flying off. Soles. Yeah, if I don't, they slide right off. If I don't push down, they slide right off. When I'm at work and I'm tightening the screw, I don't tighten it like this. I don't tighten the screw like this. I grab my impact and I do that. But I don't go like this. Yeah. So that's why I push down on my screws. I do that so it doesn't go flying off. Is that good? Is that good enough for you? You like that answer or no? It's doing pretty good with the 5 amp hour battery. Because that's what happens. It's doing pretty good with the 5 amp hour battery, guys. Now, there's an 8 amp hour extreme performance and a 4 amp hour. This one's going to run you about 109 bucks, 110. And this 4 amp hour is 80 bucks. So it cost quite a bit. And I almost didn't buy it. But it looks pretty cool. It's got blue lights on it. It's got the 21700 cells. It says extreme performance. I think they're probably just capitalizing on the 21700 cells because they clearly label that on the packaging. So let's see what happens when we use a 4 amp hour extreme performance. Let's see if it boosts it up. If there's nothing notable, we'll go ahead and throw an 8 amp hour on there. Pretty even. Switch hands. You know what? If we're gonna go buy $80 batteries for a homeowner, we're going to go ahead and throw a 5 amp hour power stack. Or you know what? I'll throw the DeWalt on. The DeWalt has 21700 cells in this, and it's 80 watt hours. This one I was looking at earlier, it says 72. So let's take off this 5 amp hour and put on the 4. This one feels a little heavier. Again, this is 2200 inch pounds. On paper, this one's 2500 inch pounds, which sounds like it's more, but it's only in reverse. Nowhere near 2500 inch pounds in forward. So here we go. Both speed 3, fully charged 4 amp hour batteries. The DeWalt slightly won by that much. Not bad, man. For a budget-friendly option, $60 impact, and it's hanging with Milwaukee, Flex, and DeWalt. That's wild. That's wild. Wow. Tied to Milwaukee. Milwaukee slightly won, maybe 51-49. Once again, happy Memorial Day weekend. Want to take a moment just to say thank you to all of the fallen troops out there that served our country. They laid their lives down for our country. So, you know, moment of silence for them real quick. And thank you if you've served in the military. We appreciate you. Wow. Dude, budget friendly option, and it's hanging with the big dogs. That's wild. What do you guys think so far? Those are 6-inch. Number 10, bronze platinum outdoor screws for decking. They're doing pretty good. Yeah, once again, super budget-friendly option. I think there's only about 50 Hercules tools. This would probably be, you guys already know, these are construction grade. This is the new guy in America. But these two right here are always going head-to-head. Most of the time on the job site, you're either a Milwaukee guy or a DeWalt guy. Why am I a DeWalt guy? Because DeWalt is pretty much the only top-tier American grade brand. So that's why I run DeWalt. But Milwaukee and Flex are China brands, and you guys know Milwaukee's footprint on American soil. Milwaukee's footprint is all over job sites. You'll see these two primarily. But if you're a homeowner and you're not looking to buy XR or fuel, look at this guy, hanging with the big dogs at a drastically reduced price. Probably about $60. If you go buy this, say if it's full price at like 70, wait till you get a 20% off coupon. Or they had a good sale where you buy a battery and you get a free tool. You can get this and the battery for like $100. So that's what I did. I had a 20% off coupon. I bought this and this with a charger, 2 5-amp-hour batteries, a charger, this hammer drill, this impact driver for $191. For the DeWalt, you might get lucky if you get it on sale for, right now they're probably running a promotion where you get a battery and the impact for like $200. So you know what? It is a good sale right now. You'll get this as low as about $100. Milwaukee, full price, it's usually $150. You could probably get this on a sale. You know, you buy a battery, you get this. Probably evens out to about $100 as well. Same thing with the Flex. So you're looking about $100 to about $60. 5-year warranty if you're a homeowner. If you're a homeowner, that might be a good option, you know. Comes with a 5-year warranty. Not bad. Let's step it up. Let's do some lags. All right, here we go. I think these are 3/8. Look about 5-inch. 3/8 by 5 inch. Three-eighths by 5 inch. All right, guys. Who do you want the Hercules to battle with 3/8 by 5 inch lags? Let's hear it. Who should Hercules take on? Sarush says the 860. Ponch says the Flex. Let's go. First 1 to 3. Flex. Come on, where's the Milwaukee people? All right, there's hidden. Milwaukee Flex. Okay. We got Flex. All right, so look, check it out. Because we're stepping up the lag size, we're going to step up the battery size. These were fully charged 5 amp hour batteries. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to put on the Hercules, and I'm going to let you guys decide what I put on the Flex. I'm going to go ahead and go up to the 8 amp hour. Fully charged 8 amp hour extreme. They do have a 12 amp hour that's 21,700 cells as well. But I basically just spent like $480, about $480. So hit the subscribe button, like the video. That helps if you like seeing this kind of stuff. If you don't like watching this kind of stuff, don't leave a like button. Hit the dislike button. But this is the 8 amp hour on here. I have a 6 amp hour and a 10 amp hour. These are both stacked lithium. What would you like me to put on the Flex? 6 amp hour or 10 amp hour? This has a 8 amp hour, 21,700. Ponch says 6 amp hour. Ryan said, let's go big, do a 10. Okay. So we're going to go 6 amp hour first. So here we go, man. Let's go on a fresher spot. Three-eighths by 5 inch lag. I do see a knot on the left side. Let me measure down. Yeah, it's going to go right through that knot. Let me move this. Okay. The DXL boxes. I tell you what, I had a cargo van, and these things are big and they're hard to maneuver. But your boy's going to be back on a commercial job site building schools and doing a lot of prevailing wage government contract work. So I'm going to love this thing because I'm going to be able to throw my blueprints on the top, have deep drawers, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. Probably not loading and unloading, but I'll be using a truck. I'll have a company truck, you know. I got my own truck as well. But I think with the truck, it's easier to disassemble and throw up there. You know, if you can't lift 50 pounds, and if you're crying about lifting 50 pounds and putting it in the back of the truck, I mean, that's construction, man. I think it's on every job, job description, you know. You have to be able to lift 50 pounds, you know. So that stuff doesn't really bother me. Then again, it's probably because I'm in my 30s, not in. So you lift smart, okay? Lift efficient. There you go, Caleb. All right, guys. 6 amp hour stacked lithium with the Flex Quick Eject. 8 amp hour extreme performance, 21700 cell. Let's see how this, I think they're based out of Ohio. This American Hercules brand based out of Ohio does up against the Flex China brand under Chevron does. Here we go. I have no clue. 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Even. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this thing stalled out probably like 4 times. But once it got going, it dang near caught this one after stalling out. So let's try that out again. It's got the power, but for some reason, stalling out. Let me spit out my gum. Okay, here we go. Is the 8 amp hour too much power for this guy or what? Oh, they're both 144 watt hours. The 6 amp hour and the 8 amp hour are both 144 watt hours. Okay. Let's see what the 10 amp hour is. 240. Whoa. Okay. Okay, here we go. Swap hands. Oh, never mind. There's a knot right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a knot right there. Yeah, Hercules is American owned, but they all make their tools in China. It's just at the end of the day, are you going to buy tools from an American brand that makes their tools in China? Or are you going to buy from a Chinese brand that makes their tools in China? Where does the money go? Which economy is it going to go back into? Sorry, but Vanguard owns 12% of DeWalt, so there's that as well. Here we go. Not bad for going all cockeyed. That was weird. It was stalling out the first time, but now it's not doing it, so let's try it again. This is where the DeWalt struggles. This is where the DeWalt struggles. You like that one, Ponch? Now you got to go full ham. You got to go full ham on this. All right, here we go. You know what? On these lags, I could probably ease up a little bit because they can sit in there a little more. See, there, I did it again. It stalled out. It didn't do that with the smaller screws. So I don't know when the going gets tough if the cheapness and the quality starts to show up. But when it does that, I have to release the trigger and then pull the trigger again. So the Flex is the strongest impact driver on the market, hands down. 2,500 inch-pounds. This is 2,200 inch-pounds. You're basically seeing the difference between 2,500 inch-pounds and 2,200 inch-pounds. But the Milwaukee claims 2,000 inch-pounds, but we've noticed with the Milwaukee, it says 2,000 inch-pounds. It basically shows it in forward and reverse, but it usually goes a little more. These are the tablet cells. Let me see how many watt hours is coming out of the 8 amp hour. 144. So we got a fully charged 8 amp hour Forge tablet cells. You know what? And we'll kind of back off and we'll go with little screws. We went straight in from T25 6-inch deck screws to 3/8 by 5-inch lags. We'll back up and do some smaller screws as well. So let's see how we're doing. Still 4 bars. 3, 2, 1. And that's about the difference between 2,200 inch-pounds and 2,000 inch-pounds. Kind of not necessarily split second, but almost a full second, you know? So, wow. Okay. We gotta switch hands and do that again. What do you guys think? Full price, 70. You can get it around 60 with like a 20 to 25% off coupon. A little cheaper than that, actually. you guys are liking the video, hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to see me, a little more of me, or not me, but a little more of these, you know what to do. Here, let's go to some 3/8. 3/8 lags. I think these are T30s. Yeah. T30 bits. Let me get my best T30 bits. There we go. These are 6-inch 3/8 GRKs. Try that again. All right, let's run a couple with just the Hercules because it does something I am not a fan of, and that's it keeps shutting off. As much as I want to support an American brand, you have to make a quality product. So let's see if it stalls out while doing these three. It is pretty hot. It's pretty hot right now. It's got the power. I think maybe, is it overheating? It's got the power. But it's blowing out some hot air. Oh, we're having this conversation again. Okay, here we go. All right, I read it. So here's the thing. Check this out. If you have an American brand located in America, but they manufacture their tools in another country and they ship them to America. So here's the question, guys. What does it matter to support an American-owned company versus a country in another business that's in another country? Yeah. Yep, George. For the price point, the Hercules. Man, does it heat up? Definitely don't think it's construction grade. For the house, for the homeowner that needs power, you know, or has the potential for power, this will do fine. This will do fine. You guys already see it tying Milwaukee in 3/8, beating it a little bit in the 3/8 lag. But boy, did this thing start cooking. It's hot. I can't even leave my hand on here. So oh, okay, Apache, yeah. So basically, if you're buying tools, perhaps these are similarly made tools. Once we open it up and take it apart, there's some different wiring, different sizes, and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, they all kind of copy each other. But buying from an American brand, even though they make their tools in China, you're still supporting the American economy because that money will recycle back into the economy at some point. Whether they're just buying up a bunch of property with all the money they have or whatever the case is, that's their business as long as they're spending it in America. When you buy, like for example, about 99% of Milwaukee guys I talk to, about 99% don't know that Milwaukee's owned by China. And your typical person, probably a bunch of Milwaukee guys just clicked off, screw you, don't talk about me. Sorry, man, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I think Milwaukee makes amazing tools, powerful tools. But most people that I talk to, they don't know that it's owned by China, that they sold to China back in 2005, 2008. And so at the end of the day, even if that corporation or that business has jobs on American soil, the money is still going back to them. All the capital is going back to them. All they're doing is saying, hey, I'm going to pay you a set wage to work for me. So I do like the amount of jobs, Milwaukee, factory jobs that they do provide. I think DeWalt has more globally. DeWalt has way more people under them that are working, or Stanley Black & Decker, than Milwaukee. But Milwaukee has a pretty good amount on American soil. However, all the capital is going to a different country. So, now it depends on how many shareholders have what percentages. Like, for example, DeWalt, the big nasty three, we were having this conversation the other night. Vanguard, BlackRock, or, whatever the other names are, Street something. They own about 20% of Stanley Black & Decker. So, or not Stanley Black & Decker, I'm sorry, DeWalt. So, or it could be Stanley. Harbor Freight does not own a single manufacturing facility anywhere in the world. Random facts, but thank you. So yeah, they get a bunch of tools. I don't think Harbor Freight has ever said they were they own factories. I think they just sell a bunch of companies' tools, kind of like a Home Depot, Lowe's type thing. Yeah. Is someone thinking Harbor Freight makes tools? Yeah, Hercules is owned by a family-owned company in Ohio. Yeah, Lewis, I'm in the same boat. It means they don't make the tools in their own factories, so the money doesn't. Well, whoever owns Harbor Freight, and if they're buying from American companies to support American tool companies, so check it out. Let me just keep this as simple as I possibly can. Let me keep this as simple as I possibly can. Common sense. If you buy from an American business, where's the money going to go to? India? It's going to go to America. If you buy from a China-owned business, the money's going to go back to China. That's common sense. You can do whatever gymnastics you want with that, but that's common sense, man. We can nickel and dime percentages here. We can talk about the corporations that own them. Sure. But as far as common sense goes, if it's an American business, the money gets recycled back into the American economy. So, I mean, American business versus China-owned business. Most people don't think about that kind of stuff. Most people just buy tools because they like certain colors. I got the 3 primary colors right here. Blue, yellow, red. What do you think most people are going to do? They're going to go look at the tool. They're going to go, oh, well, I like the color red. Or I like the color blue. And then if you're weird, you might like the color yellow. But when you do a little... Yeah, Caleb, I think they're in Ohio. But yeah, a simple Google search will tell you what brands own what brands. Yeah, in the 1970s. So Hercules, I think they've been making tools for about 40 years. But what I would encourage everyone to do, especially when our country's trillions and trillions of dollars in debt, support American brands, support local businesses. Support local businesses. So, I mean, it doesn't, even like whoever was in leadership, support local businesses, support American businesses. I mean, like the fact that, you know who debates me? Americans. I just don't get it. Like, no, I'm not going to support an American brand. I'm going to support another brand. Why? Oh, because it doesn't matter. None of the money goes back into the American economy when you buy from an American business. How does that make sense? So no American businesses will generate money back into the economy. So it's better to buy from China businesses. Sorry, I'm not following that logic. Yeah, they do, Lewis. Yeah, they do. All right, so this thing cooled down. Let's see how it does. Tools with Soils is mad. He said, don't talk about my rigid. He said, don't talk about my rigid. Because rigid, you know, sold to, they licensed to TTI. So TTI, Rigid basically sold their brand the ability to label and market their brand to TTI, a China company. Tools with Soil House. Go ahead and keep rocking Rigid, bro. Do your thing. Yeah, Rigid's owned by Emerson Electric and headquartered in Ohio, but they licensed to TTI. So TTI, if it's orange, then it's TTI. If it's red, then that's Emerson in Ohio. You should know that. Keep supporting China. Keep supporting China, bro. Pretty easy with the Milwaukee. Let's see what the Hercules does. Hopefully it doesn't stall out. It's still pretty hot. That's pretty good, dude. Budget-friendly brand for around 60 bucks. You're going to get a good deal. Yeah, so the topic at hand is Walmart is the leading. What question do you want me? Hold on, guys. There's 94 people watching. Souls wants me to answer his question. So everyone pause what they're doing. Every single person watching, pause what they're doing. Souls has a question that I have to answer. Let's hear it, champ. I seen the way you talk to people, the way you disrespect people, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't the channel for that. That's the difference between my channel and your channel. What companies actually make and manufacture tools in the United States? Okay, I guess you weren't listening, but most companies offset costs because of other companies like Walmart. They go to third world countries and they build factories there. They make the stuff there and they bring it back. Yeah, straight up, Dave. He says he's a Christian, but talks about the most atrocious things I've ever seen. So says he's a Christian, but disrespects his friends, talks about doing homosexual acts to him and all this kind of stuff. So I don't really care. I don't care if you watch my channel or not, dude. You got any other questions for me? Yeah, he's a bully. He ain't going to come over here and bully me. Straight up. I don't care if he watches my channel at all. Yeah, he treats his friend like garbage, saying he's going to do stuff, talking about his wife, saying he's going to do certain acts to him and all that stuff. Says he's a Christian, but speaks that way. Oh, I can't answer. The Bible says if you answer a fool, you'll look like a fool. You see how he wants me to pay attention to him instead of doing the tool test? Ego problem. And he'll go probably make a video about it. What were you, a solar guy? Been there, done that. Easiest work I've ever done in my life. So he said, what company makes tools in America? Yeah, I'm talking about Harbor Freight. You're talking to your friends on here saying you're a Christian, talking about shoving stuff up his butt. What are you talking about? What's funny is that you're saying stuff about Harbor Freight. Yeah, Hercules is from Harbor Freight. Yeah, sorry, Lewis. What he likes to do is go around bully people. Don't push on the screw. That's all he says over and over. Don't push on the screw. Don't push on the screw. Let the tool do the work. Don't push on the screw. Don't push on the screw, guys. 50 videos. Don't push on the screw. Don't push on the screw. Just lightly do it, guys. Don't push on the screw. Oh, you're stupid because you use an impact. Use a drill. Use a drill. All right, thank you. Yeah. And then you criticize and talk smack on a bunch of people. I'm not interested in dialoguing with you, bro. Seriously. Harbor Freight's Hercules line is manufactured entirely in China. You're not helping a single American by buying their tools. Here's where you're wrong. Here's where you're wrong. And I'm going to correct you in front of everybody right now, so listen up. You're 100% wrong. And I'm going to educate you on something real quick. Whether you're going to listen or not, but everyone's going to see that you're wrong. You said that listen, put your thumbs in park. Because I'm going to educate you real quick, all right? You said it's not helping a single American. The owner's from Ohio, dude. I'm helping a small American business in Ohio that exports for cost reasons to other countries to build tools and have them shipped here. I'm helping a small business in America. You said I'm not helping a single person by telling people to buy Hercules. You're wrong. Keep telling people to use Rigid. That's licensed through TTI. They bought it. Rigid sold out to TTI. So keep endorsing China. Okay? You're not going to come over here and bully me. Keep it pushing. You say you're a Christian? No, you're not, dude. Straight up, you're not. I pray that you get to know Jesus, man. But you're not going to come over here and bully me. He sure did. That's all he does. No, the small business Hercules is owned by a family in Ohio. That's what it is. It's owned in Ohio. Welcome, Patrick. Amen, Dave. Yeah, you're right, Dreambuilt. There's other alternatives, guys. I'm not saying I'm the channel for you. I'm a Christian, and I apologize, when I see bullies mistreat their friends, beat them up verbally, mistreat them, that makes me upset. And I don't like someone that claims to be a Christian and they talk about shoving DILDOs up people's butts and they call them their friend and they're just bullying them, calling them stupid, dumb, and all this kind of stuff, talking about their wives on live stream. To me, I can't stand people that do that. And you're not going to come over here. I don't care how big your channel is, dude. I don't care how big your channel is, bro. I don't do this for the money. That's why I don't make videos. I go live stream. I make 6 figures, bro. I've been doing that for years already. So just because you have a certain amount of subscribers, don't let that get to your head, bro. I'm not doing this for money. I don't work part-time, homeboy. I work full-time. Let's get that straight real quick. I work in the trades. I'm a certified electrician. I graduated valedictorian in my class. So we can talk trades and we can talk tools, but you're not going to come over here and bully nobody. I've seen the way you talk to your supposed friends. You're not going to talk to me like that. And you're not going to claim to be a Christian either. Keep it pushing. Yeah, that's why I'm shooting them down real quick. You're not going to come over here and talk to me like that. And then he talks smack. Dude, he talks smack on everyone's channel. Electrician U, he talks smack on Electrician U, jealous because he has a big channel. He talks smack on the guy that says battery. Just because the guy says battery, he's joking around. That's why he says battery like that. He's just joking around. You're calling him a retard because he says battery? Bro, that's so disrespectful, dude. You guys don't see me talking bad about no one. 99% of the time. I'm human. And if I do, I apologize. But yeah, with you, souls, you're claiming to be a Christian, dude, and you're talking about doing homosexual acts to your buddies that you do live streams with, verbally assaulting them, beating them down. I can't stand bullies, bro. You're not going to come over here and bully me. I'm going to shut that down real quick. Straight up. Keep it pushing. You're bothering everybody here. I'm sorry, Juan. Yeah, see, Micah, I don't even, you're upset because you're wrong. You see how, guys, you see he didn't listen to any of my points? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys messaging me right now. My channel is about digital community. My channel is about digital community. I don't like bullies at all. I can't stand bullies. If you're a bully, you and I are probably not going to get along, especially when you say you're a Christian. Because that is not Christ-like behavior at all. At all. I'm upset with you because of the way you disrespect people, the way you talk about people, and then you say you're a Christian. No, you're not. You don't talk that way if you're a Christian. And I'm sorry to anybody else that are regulars here. You know what I mean? You guys hear me always talking about Jesus. We can talk about American-owned businesses. The topic that we were talking about right now is, hey guys, here's a simple question. If you buy tools from an American company, where does the money go back into? The American economy. If you buy tools from a Chinese-owned company, the money's going to go back into what economy? The Chinese economy. There we go. It's that simple. Some people don't like to hear that. And when I start talking about what brands are American owned, it's these two. This is a cheap brand owned by a small business in Ohio. A small family business. That's why the name's Hercules. But yes, to offset cost and overhead, they do just like every single company does, and they send it across seas. I'm not trashing no one. There's just a bully trying to come on here, and he thinks he could just bully everyone. He's the don't push on the screw too hard guy. Yeah, it's not. I'm for, you guys know how gracious I am with people that come on here, they cuss at me or whatever. I'm pretty graceful because I know they're not a Christian. I know they're not a Christian. But when you say you're a Christian and you verbally assault and abuse your friends on live stream, now you're making Jesus look bad. And I'm not rocking with that at all. Like I said, bro, he's doing this for money so he can have income. I don't know if he works anymore or whatever the case is. I pray that God leads his life. But I make 6 figures every year and over. I don't do this for the money. YouTubers do this. Typically, they're trying to get money and all that stuff. I just go on here. I like building digital community. If I so happen to make money from doing it, cool. But like YouTube takes like 40 to 50%. YouTube takes like 40 to 50% of all this stuff. So like, I like building digital community. I like reading the Bible on Wednesdays with you guys. I like talking about supporting the American economy, being conscientious of the tools we buy. That's what I like talking about. If you guys like that, hit the subscribe button, okay? But, you know, sometimes when you're at work, thank you, Micah. Appreciate the $5, bro. Thank you, Dave, for the $5. Yeah, Caleb says they take 55% to be exact. 55%. YouTube takes all that, you know? That's why I just live stream, guys. So the 5 and the 5, so 55%, that's $4.50 left. Like, I appreciate you guys, the people that subscribe and like the video, the moderators that are here. But I'm sorry, guys, I just don't like bullies, especially when they say they're Christians, because I'm like, bro, you're not going to slander Jesus' name like that. I'm glad it happened because now you guys know where I stand. I never liked bullies my whole life growing up, dude. Never liked bullies. I grew up around a bunch of gang members and all that kind of stuff, man. So I can't stand that stuff. Anyhow, and they do what they do. They deviate and sidetrack. They're not here to focus on the topic at hand. Yeah. See, I'm for hate the sin and loving the sinner. Absolutely. We all have sin. We all fall short of the glory of God. And that's what it's all about. But when you're saying you're a Christian and you're making crude homosexual jokes, slandering, bashing other people online, bullying them, I'm going to call that out right away. That's not Christ-like behavior. That's not being Christian. And yeah, so I just don't respect anything someone like that has to say at all. And what did he say? He said, don't buy Hercules because you're not supporting one single American. You're supporting that little small business family in Ohio. Okay? That's who you're supporting. All the tools. Let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys something. Made in Mexico. Made in Mexico. I read it on the box on the last stream. It's made in China. Made in China. Made in Vietnam. Made in Vietnam. Made in China. Made in China. Made in Mexico. Now, which one of these benefits the American economy? Answer. None of these tools are made in America. Well, North America. One's made in North America. But the country of America, none of them's made in it. There's 4. Which one of these helps the American economy? Lewis says Mexico. So he's saying the DeWalt. It is made on the North American continent, but Sarush says all of them support America. Juan said, I don't mind Mexico. Juan said, Viva la Mexico. This said Hilti. Jim says Hercules. Dave has the right answer. Hercules and DeWalt. Guess why, guys? When you guys go to the Olympics, I'm sorry, when you guys watch the Olympics, who do you go for? I rest my case. You go for America, okay? You go for America because you're an American. That's who you go for. Check it out. Made in Vietnam, owned by China. Made in China, owned by China. Made in China, owned by America. Made in Mexico, owned by America. You're going to help support the American economy when you buy from American businesses. We're not talking about how do these companies spend their money. That's their business. But they pay American taxes, which goes back into the American economy. They use their money and their capital to put back into America because they're from here. It's an American business. They hold their license. They hold their business, company business on American soil. So some people may not like the answer that Rigid is. All Rigid is doing is selling the name. They're letting TTI use the name. If it's Emerson, it's going to be red. If it's orange, TTI said, hey, I'm going to use your name. I want you to give me the license to the name. That's what Rigid did. All the orange tools you see in Home Depot, guess who Home Depot supports? Check this out. They got rid of Klein. They got rid of, I'm telling you guys need to go start shopping at Lowe's. Go look at the Lowe's brands. It says, made in America, American steel, American owned, proudly manufactured in America, proudly American owned. You go, guess what? You go to Home Depot, Ryobi, Rigid, Milwaukee, all 3 of those brands owned by TTI, Chinese company. They got rid of the American Klein tools and they're making it all Milwaukee. Who owns Milwaukee? China. So get over the color red. Get over the color red and start supporting American companies. I've spent thousands of dollars on Milwaukee, Flex, DeWalt, and I'm about $500 in on Hercules in one weekend. I bought the recip saw and the one-hand reciprocating saw. Buy from American companies. The guy was on here arguing with me because I said to support American companies. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Some people are narcissistic. They can never be wrong. They bully everybody. They attack everybody, beat them down, bully them. You see it on their live streams, cussing people out, and then says, I'm a Christian. No, you're not, bud. No, you're not. And you're not going to come over here with that. Anyways. So how do you guys like Hercules? Thank you, Jim. Shout out to Sacramento. I'm from California as well. I'm from the Central Valley. I went through WECA. I went through Western Electrical Contractors Association. I went through the 5-year commercial apprenticeship. Valedictorian. Your bandsaws from Hercules? Yeah, I think I saw, which one? The corded one? The corded one or the cordless? Right angle die grinder? Yeah, I think they only have about 50 tools. And the tariffs probably ain't helping them at all right now. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the impact? What do you guys think about this impact? Is it worth $60? Good, I'm glad they left. Okay, that one went right through a knot. 2 knots, actually. Not bad. One thing I do notice is that it it kind of stalls out. So like it'll, like sometimes you pull the trigger and it stalls out, and then it goes. So that is my knockback. If you want to buy the top of the line XR, go with the DeWalt. DeWalt's impact wrenches, the mid torque and high torque, are #1, but their impacts are probably top 3. It's not their best. They do now. They're #1 probably in small screws. When it comes to smaller screws, they do good. But once you start getting 6" by 3/8, they kind of struggle a little bit. They slow down. They have a safety feature. You guys see on the last little bit, it slows down. That one went through a knot. Two big knots right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but you can see them right about there. See those knots? See those knots right here? There's 2, one up top and one on the bottom. These are some 1/4 inch. Let's see what head that is. Where's the 6 amp hour? Or actually, we'll go 8. 8 and 8. So these are 1/4 inch by 4 inch. 1/4 inch by 4 inch lags. All right, here we go. Who do you guys think is going to win? Milwaukee or Hercules? 1/4 inch by 4 inch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Tie. It's tying the Milwaukee, and it's only $60. Should you take this to the construction site? No. You will get bullied, and they will have a point, because this is not a construction grade brand. It's not. It's more DIY, and it's more homeowner. It's more homeowner level. When I started bumping up the lag sizes to 3/8 and 6 inch by 3/8 and 3/8 by 5 inch lags, it really started to struggle. But like, for example, let me get a bigger screw, or let me get a lag. This one's probably 8 inch, 7 or 8 inch lag. So no pressure. Wow, I'm surprised it didn't cam out. Come on now. That was pretty good. Wow. Maybe it's just being broken in. There we go. This looks like I don't know, freaking 5 inches. Is it a 9/16? No. Here we go. 3/4. It's a 3/4. Looking for a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch adapter. Can't find my 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch adapter. Well, let's take a commercial break. I like these. These are tight. This is what I started off with over here. These ones down here, this and below here. Pretty decent. However, the difference between this right here and those over there is you got to do this. You got to take these latches off, drop this down. Matter of fact, let me see if my adapter's in here. There it is. Okay. I don't got to go all the way to the bottom. I like this bag right here. I like this bag because it latches in. See that? Pretty cool. Latches in both sides. I think that's way too high to stack it, but when it's sitting stationary, it works good. Hopefully it doesn't break this adapter, but this is a 1/2 inch by 5 inch. 1/2 inch by 5 inch lag. Let's see how it does. Let's pick a good spot. Not too close to the edge because then it can crack and it'd be too easy. So let's come over here somewhere. Let's go right here. Looks like a good spot right there. There's a knot on the left and a knot on the right, but I think we can go right in the middle. Ready? Set. Go. Oh, see, it stalled out. When it starts getting requiring too much torque, it stalls out. So you got to press the trigger a few times. See that? It's flashing. Now, would I ever recommend doing that? No. But does that show you it has the power? Yeah. It's got the power to do it. It'll drive it all the way. That was a 1/2 inch by 5 inch lag. It'll drive, 3/8 by 8 inch lags. It's got the power. It's got the power. 3/8 GRKs. It'll drive it. It does get hot. This thing's pretty hot right now. Actually, let's keep this battery on. Now, we're going to try these little trim finish screws. These take T15 heads. These are size 9s. Super skinny, but they're 5 inch. Expensive little boogers are these right here. They take T15 heads, super skinny little screws. You can't even really see them. So let's get 2 T15s. Let's take it up against the Flex. All right, here we go. That was funny. The Flex just stalled out. The Flex stalled out on this on the easiest screw. I hit the battery first, and then it stalled out after. The Flex won by about a 1/4 inch. Switch hands. There's a knot right there. Hey, a little off topic, but let me park the car real quick. If there's negative people in your life, man, and the Bible says this, look, don't turn away just because I talk about the Bible. But the Bible does say this. It says, be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to get angry. So be slow to speak, quick to listen, and slow to get angry. When you listen to people, they're going to tell you about themselves. They're going to tell you where they're at. They're going to tell you who they are and all this kind of stuff. You just have to listen. So like when you go on people's channels, you just listen to who they are, what they're about. If they say they follow Jesus, but then they have no fruit of the Spirit in their lives, they got it wrong. They got it wrong, straight up. So be slow to speak, quick to listen. All right? That's my tip right there. And what'll help you keep from being upset is you don't hang around people like that. Because when you hang around people like that, they rub off on you. The negativity, they rub off on you. And you keep hanging around someone that's bringing you down, not uplifting you. That's why you don't see me quick. You don't see me quick to try to go join other people's channels. This ain't about that. It's not about joining other people's channels. It's about me talking about tools, giving a fair, unbiased review, which I've done for the Flex DeWalt in Milwaukee. They're all neck and neck. They make some tools better over here, and some tools they make better over there. But I give you guys my reasoning. If you live in Germany, you should buy German-owned brands. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean you only have to? No, you can buy whatever you want. But that's my reasoning. That's how I'm always going to talk on here. Do I buy all these tools or is it sponsored? Nope. I buy all my own tools, man. I'm not sponsored by nobody. I only got about around 5,000 subscribers, man. But I tell you what, I enjoy the digital community. I love the Bible study on Wednesdays that we have. And, to me, that's what matters most. I didn't come over here to do it for the money. Matter of fact, I've spent a ton of money. And it's cool, man. I like to go on here, play around with these tools right here, and, give them a review, show American brands, and, ask you guys to consider, supporting American companies. So Sarush has a comment for me. Which one, Sarush? I'm trying to find it. I just see where you say one sentence. You're telling somebody I buy the tools? Oh, there you go, right there. Sarush. I remember, bro, the night on Zoom, just the four of us. That was pretty cool. Yep. Wednesdays, guys. Wednesday. We do Bible study, man. We're reading through the book of Romans. And it's cool. It's an awesome time of reading, one verse at a time. What? Your error, you Americans don't know anything. This one? Come on, copy and paste it. Oh, LOL, JK. Haha. Funny, Sarush. Funny. Okay, here we go. Finish trim screws. Skinny little things. 5-inch. Here we go. About a tie. So most of the time this thing's tying. If it loses, it's not by a lot. It's got the power to drive in a 1/2-inch by 5-inch lag. It starts to stall out when you start doing about 3/8 and a 5-inch with a lag or with a GRK. So just be aware of that. It went lower than the DeWalt. Hey guys, not all conflict is bad conflict. Jesus, a lot of the time would talk to the Pharisees. He would be stern. He would talk to people. He talked to Pontius Pilate. He was pretty stern at times. He's like, yep, I am who you say I am. Yep. Pretty straightforward. Jesus saw wrong. They were selling stuff. They were turning the church into a business place, ripping people off. He went in there and started flipping tables. So you can be passionate. You can be zealous when someone's slandering the name of Jesus or God. You can stand up for that. Not all conflict's bad. Now, when you start cussing, when you start getting mad and throwing stuff, and you start attacking and not being logical, you're probably starting to enter into a negative area. So, but if Jesus never sinned and he flipped tables and he was stern with people and called out sin, and he was also loving. He's loving to people. If you're humble, you will be exalted. But if you're proud, you're going to get humbled. Okay, the DeWalt won significantly on that one. All right, let's try it up against the Milwaukee. It's probably done most of its battles tonight up against the Milwaukee. I think that's who they advertise against. I'm shocked that it's mostly tied to Milwaukee in just about everything. Okay, look how far this one went in. This one went in about 1/2 inch. Switch hands. But when it comes to construction stuff, construction grade, I think the Milwaukee, you know, this thing probably needs to be broken in, but it has stalled out quite a few times. So I think they advertise as it being construction grade, but I don't see that yet. All right, guys. What do you guys think? Let's hear it. Should people buy Hercules? Who should buy Hercules? Who should buy Hercules? I'm saying you should probably buy Hercules if you are a DIYer, maybe someone who, yeah, anyone that likes it. There you go. Homeowner says Paunch. Yeah, I think homeowner should buy Hercules. Yep. Those that don't have the money to buy DeWalt. Okay, so budget friendly option. Yeah. Hercules would do fine on a job site. It's not about gorilla strength power. Yeah. My biggest concern would people be getting bullied. You know. Hey, there was one guy. Who's that one guy that's always talking about Hercules? What's his name? Mayhem? Mastering Mayhem? Is that his channel? I haven't seen his channel in months, but I think I used to see him use Hercules all the time. I think that's his name, right? Mastering Mayhem. But I don't think I ever saw him talking about the Hercules stalling out. So he never talked about the Hercules stalling out. And you guys saw the Hercules stall out probably about 10 times tonight. So I don't know if it just needs to get broken in, but it's got the power. All right. Next time I'm gonna do all the hammer drills. All the hammer drills. We're going to see where this one fits. This is a compact. It does say compact hammer drill. So I guess we can keep that in perspective. But I'll test it out up against the DCD, the Milwaukee hammer drill, and the Flex Turbo. All right, man. But other than that, you guys enjoy Memorial Day once again. Thank you to all those that served, that gave up their lives for us to be able to enjoy this country. You know, and so we're just looking back on our history, and we're gonna take this day off tomorrow to have them in mind and think about them. Thank you for those who are serving in our military right now, keeping us safe. We appreciate you guys. And I appreciate all of you. Thanks for checking out the channel. This shirt, my wife got it from me from a Chris Tomlin concert, Holy Forever. Go listen to that song. After this live stream ends, type in Chris Tomlin, Holy Forever. Listen to the whole song, man. He's talking about God. It's a beautiful song. So I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the moderators, Juan, Sarush. Sorry for getting a little spicy earlier. I gotta chill down on the picante. But I appreciate all you guys, and thank you, man, for watching the channel. Like and subscribe. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out, everybody. God bless you. We're going to be doing a lot of Hercules. We're going to see where Hercules ranks. Out of a 10, taking price and all that into consideration, I'm going to go ahead and give this bad boy a 7.75 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7.75 out of 10 because it's got the power. It's strong. It's super affordable. It's got good lights, you know, comfortable, good color. It just stalled out one too many times for me, but it's more affordable. So therefore, it's kind of what you would expect. You go buy this for like a Father's Day gift, right? Say you got someone who does not care about Milwaukee, DeWalt, or Flex. They don't even, if you bought them they wouldn't even know what they had. If you want to get something for your dad on Father's Day, that's coming up in June, and you know you want to buy from a small American business like Hercules, man, you probably could buy it, unless they're like a hardcore mechanic or handyman. Then you want to move more this way and support an American company like DeWalt. Okay, love you guys. Have a good night. Look, what is that? Your email, Juan? What's up, Carlos? Welcome, man. You guys screenshot Juan's email if you want to send him an email. Juan's a Christian, and he's always on here on Wednesday nights. Him, Brother Sarush, and Sonny. Ponch is always here. So Carlos and Raphael, aka Hidden. So I appreciate you guys, man. Have a blessed one with the family. I'm gonna barbecue some tri-tip tomorrow. I'm gonna do 2 tri-tips Santa Maria style. But yeah, love you guys. Enjoy your Monday off if you get it off. Take care. God bless.